So today we did a video on how quiet pilgrim geese can be. How about a video on how quiet a server blade can be? This thing's on. And it seems like it's pretty happy, but you kind of have to get down here on the floor to tell that it's actually running. Obviously there's nothing in it. As far as hard drives, man, those things don't quite look like they line up right. I don't think I have them in correctly. There's nothing in it. I did try to hook a hard drive up to it because it does have a SATA connection in there. It did not recognize the hard drive. That's not a real serious attempt though. I have SAS drives coming that will occupy these spots here, and what actually happened was I didn't expect this guy for about another week, and it turned out that I bought from a seller on eBay that was probably within 50 miles of me, and so they gave it to UPS, and then UPS kept it overnight and they gave it to me the next day. So that's why it's sitting here on the floor, and I just powered it on, hooked up to iDRAC in the back, and made sure that it works. So now I owe a seller on eBay a review. Just wanted to make sure everything worked. Actually, let's push this button right here. Ha! I haven't seen one of those in a very long time, but I've been told that they're quite useful if you want to load an operating system and the thing sitting on your floor. Although I guess that would require me to have a disk, which I haven't had a disk in a while. So this guy here, I don't know if I can even do that. It does have a somewhere, oh, right here. It does have a way to hook an SD card into there and toss it into this thing, but again, I don't have a reader for one of those unless I want to put it on my camera here and load an image on there, which would probably be fine. I'm gonna throw TrueNAS scale on this guy, so that's going to show up on the two hard drives that I put up here in the front. And then I've actually ordered a external SAS port card and a NetApp disk shelf, and those are going to go into a rack mount that I bought that should be pretty small. I don't think it's going to exceed the height of my desk there. And then this guy will go in there, that'll go in there, and I have a Ubiquiti UDM Pro that's going to be showing up tomorrow. And I think my Loco station will probably show up tomorrow as well. And then I'm going to get some Wi-Fi 6 LRs. One's going to go in this room on the wall, and one's going to go centrally located in my house. And hopefully the network outside will be a little more quick and less likely to drop, and maybe, just maybe, my Ring cameras won't suck so much, but they're probably on the way out too. I might just resell those things, get some real cameras, keep all my storage up here, because along with that disk shelf I've got a very small amount of storage, just 20 terabytes showing up, which is less than half of the NetApp capability. That will probably get changed. I don't know if I'm going to keep those hard drives either. They were not very expensive. Since it supports 24 bays, I'm populating 10 with 2 terabytes. I might jump that to 4 and buy a ton of those and see how I like having, absolute tons of storage, and we'll probably do ZFS. So just some thoughts. And this guy here, so it'll run TrueNAS scale, and while that's definitely not ideal for what I'm peripherally thinking about doing, which is running a test station. Basically, I want to set up a test environment and a VM on this guy. The primary focus of this thing will be to keep my data and serve my data through apps, and so things like Plex are going to happen. I'm going to throw all my photos and video, of which I have terabytes of, because I like making lots of videos. The phone that I got here has got half a terabyte of storage in it, I think, without even putting the expansion card in it, which I have yet to pick out. I love recording video. And then, of course, I've got my own stuff. And then probably 20 years of me loving video and pictures and all the places that I've been with my family and stuff. And I know for sure I've got over 12 terabytes of that just in cold storage. And so I'll bring that up and put it in here. And then we'll be able to take I think I've got 8 streams of ONVIF that's going to go onto here. There's a couple of really good integrations. If you're not aware, TrueNAS scale is it's a beta operating system for basically what I'm talking about doing here. It can do a lot of stuff. But it is still beta, and I'm going to try it out, see how I like it. It's based so TrueNAS used to be the enterprise version of FreeNAS, but they combined them, I guess. I'm not an expert on this. In fact, that's the whole point of this guy, is to get very proficient with this kind of stuff. And so they've combined them, but it used to be on FreeBSD. And so now it's on Linux, and Linux does Dockers, and I love Dockers. They're so awesome. And so we'll see if I can use Dockers to reduce this thing to a puddle. And that's kind of the goal here. I bought lots of processing power. I'm going to try to aim for about 250 gigs of RAM in this guy. We're going to aim for somewhere close to 100 terabytes of storage just distributed through this thing. And then we're going to try to wrap it all up with, at a minimum, 10 gig Ethernet. And then, once I learn how to market my skills, we'll be upgrading the home internet to synchronous gig or better and see what we can do with all that. It's not tractor stuff, but it kind of is tractor stuff, really, when you think about it. I bought a tractor because I don't want to rent equipment, and I don't want to pay somebody else to do stuff that I feel like I can do. I'm not proficient at tractors, and I'm not proficient at servers, but I'd like to get there, and I think the best way to do that is to get out there, buy something that's, within your means, of course, and try it out, get a little better, see what you did wrong, rinse and repeat. Scientific method here. Basically, we're messing around and finding out, to quote some other people out there on the internet. And this is me messing around and finding out, and so is the tractor. I love them both. This thing is already awesome. I made sure that I got the iDRAC license with this guy, and it's loaded up on my computer right now. I've finally figured out how to keep my computer from trying to think that the other end of this network is the internet, and shutting off all my VPNs and wireless connections, which was fun. I did not think it was going to be a pain in the ass and all. In fact, I kind of assumed that it was going to just let me do it, but it did not, so that's fun. But this thing will probably have a UDM stacked on it tomorrow, and we'll plug all that stuff together, and I will snoop around and see how all of that works with everything else we got going on here. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I guess I just need to figure out what kind of RAM I want to throw in this thing, because it's got a single stick of 16 in it, which is not going to be sufficient for anything. I'm not even sure if that's sufficient to kind of get started, but that wasn't really the plan. The plan is to throw 256 in this thing. Probably not any more than that, due to there being some limitations once you hit the next major hard spot, which is about 512. Once you hit that, there seems to be some quirks about, I think this piece of equipment, it gets angry about something that's totally unrelated, and I'll have to get the information on that. But I like excess, and so I was thinking about trying to do 512, but 256 is probably still excess, gratuitous excess. So we'll probably run it like that. But you know what's really fun to do with this thing? Huh, I thought it would beep at me, but no. Angry. Very angry. So yes, it is actually running. It's just, it's got nothing going on, so it shuts itself down and gets very quiet. So I don't think I can put that back on with one hand yet. I'm not that proficient. But as you can see, it is very quiet if it's not doing anything. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's going to be doing very much. I do have my data going through a VPN on the QNAP, which is still in place, and that goes back to Backblaze, and it tries to keep me a halfway decent storage on there. The QNAP is operated by an old Intel pathetic processor. I think something out of their Celeron line. And so just to figure out how to send the data that's on there encrypted to Backblaze, it was talking about maybe 48 days. And so that's going to be mission number one for this thing, is to throw all my data into the cloud encrypted. And I have high hopes that this thing will do fantastic and probably accomplish that in a day, maybe not even a day. And then I'm going to keep my own warm copy here on the premises, and we're going to RAID Z3 that, I believe, but we'll see. Yeah, so new situation as it develops, although I got these things way out of order. Well, you know, I guess if I had got the hard drives first, all I would be able to do is stare at them. At least with this thing I can hear something humming, but I can't really do much else. Other than this, which is kind of fun. I can sit here and look at this screen, which is fun, but not very good to point a camera at. So yeah, there we have a server that was probably very expensive almost 10 years ago, and now it's sitting on the floor with my kitty. This is going to be a lot of fun, or a lot of work, or both. Let's go with both.